Okay, guys, so we are back on schedule. Last week was Thanksgiving week here in the United States. So, in today's video, we'll talk about the next update. Apple is working on 17.1.2. We'll talk about the expected release dates and some of the issues that Apple is looking to address. This software could be released here in the next couple of days. And of course, I also talk about iOS 17.2, which is a bigger update coming next month, maybe mid December. The next beta, we'll talk about the release date for that and my personal experience so far with beta 3, which by the way has been out for about 2 weeks now due to the holiday break in between. So let's go ahead and dive right into this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is my personal experience with iOS 17.2 developer beta 3. Now over the past couple of weeks I've experienced some issues, some crashes, some bugs. I also want to talk about the battery, the performance, and then we'll get to the release dates and things like that. So the first thing I want to talk about is some of the bugs that I've experienced with iOS 17.2, and I want to start off with the journal application. Now as I've been using the journal app for about 2 weeks in beta 3, I've noticed 2 crashes within the application itself. I did submit the feedback to the feedback application for iOS beta testing. Hopefully we'll see improvements and stability improvements on the journal application before the official release. Of course, the journal app being one of the big apps coming to the iPhone with iOS 17.2. Yes, I did experience a few issues and a few crashes over the past 2 weeks, so that's something to be expected. Again, this is beta software and I did submit the feedback, and hopefully we'll see improvements here in the next couple of days before the official release. Now I want to talk about the keyboard, because the keyboard appears to continue to be an issue within iOS 17. Ever since the release of iOS 17, we've heard a keyboard lag, keyboard issues, keyboard not popping up. The keyboard just continues to have issues within iOS. Apple had previously sort of fixed it, and now it's back on iOS 17.2. I've experienced keyboard issues. On 17.1.1, I've experienced keyboard issues where the keyboard wouldn't pop up. You guys have also expressed concerns and issues with keyboard lag issues and keyboard feedback lag issues as well. So yeah, the keyboard continues to be an issue on iOS 17.2 beta 3. Again, I've submitted a lot of the feedback to Apple as well using the feedback application, and hopefully we'll see an update that will address this issue finally for iOS 17. Now I also want to talk about push notifications, because I've noticed throughout my family circle, I've heard many family members mentioning that the notifications are just not being delivered, or some notifications are being delayed. And I looked at some of their settings on their phones, and it looks like their notification settings are proper and they should be receiving these notifications, but sometimes they're just using their phone and their icons will light up, and this is an impact on Apple apps as well as third-party apps. So this is not just an issue on Apple apps, but also third-party applications. Some of my family members continue to report. I haven't experienced it myself, but again, some of my family members continue to report these notification issues or notifications delayed, and hopefully we'll see improvements of that with the next beta. Now with all that being said, I also have some great news to share with you guys. Number one, the battery performance on iOS 17.2 developer beta 3 is excellent. I get through my entire day without any issues, so I'm happy to report that the battery is great and continues to improve with the latest iOS 17.2 developer beta 3, and hopefully this will continue with beta 4. Now I also want to talk about performance. You guys always ask. Here is the latest benchmark. Of course, let's go into the CPU history here. I did run a benchmark today, as you can see there, November 27th. So today's benchmark is 2,955 on a single core score, with the previous beta 2,949. So a slight improvement on the latest beta here for the single core score. In the multi-core score, we also saw a slight improvement here as well in terms of performance, 7,399 versus 7,361. Now these are slight performance increase in gains, but we did see a battery boost and a performance increase on the latest 17.2 developer beta 3. So now let's talk about the next update coming to the iPhone before 17.2, iOS 17.1.2. So when can we expect iOS 17.1.2 to be officially released to the public, and what is Apple looking to address? Well, there's 3 issues that Apple could be looking to address with 17.1.2. Number one, keyboard issues. Of course, we talked about this. iOS 17 has been plagued with keyboard issues, and we just talked about 17.2 continuing to have keyboard issues, so hopefully we'll see Apple address that here with 17.1.2 before the official release of the major update 17.2 later in December. Now, push notification issues continue to be reported as well, so hopefully this next update will address that as well. And we also, of course, have some major Wi-Fi issues. Poor Wi-Fi connection and poor Wi-Fi performance continue to be reported on iOS 17.1.2 17.1.1, so 17.1.2, hopefully here soon, will address these issues. So when can we expect this next update for the iPhone? Well, we're back on schedule, we're back in track, so hopefully we'll see iOS 17.1.2 as early as later today, this afternoon, on Monday, November the 27th, or November the 28th, this week coming up here. So maybe today or tomorrow we'll see an update for the iPhone. Maybe by the time you watch this video, the update will be available, of course. Make sure to stay tuned here to the channel. Now, when it comes to iOS 17.2, the next beta 4, we can expect that to be released sometime towards November 29th or the 30th. So the official release of 17.1.2 could arrive today or tomorrow, and then on Wednesday the 29th or Thursday the 30th, we'll see the next beta for 17.2. Now, the official release for iOS 17.2 will most likely happen on the week of the 11th of December or the week of the 18th of December. So we'll have to wait and see. It depends on how Apple will release the next betas for 17.2. But yeah, expect a minor update coming up this week for the iPhone. No beta testing to address a few issues. And then later, mid-December, 17.2 with a lot of major new features and hopefully all the bug patches with 17.1.2, which are set to be available later this week. Thank you for watching. Just a quick update, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.